Quiet.
Mr. President-elect,
Go ahead.
Can you state
She's asking
categorically,
a question. Don't
Mr.
be
President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be
You're
rude.
attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be.
Can
No,
you
I'm
give
not
us a
going to give you a
question?
question. I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Janda. Welcome back to Dave versus the MSM. Today's topic is going to be freedom. Ooh, this is a really, really touchy subject when it comes to the cancel culture and when it comes to the deep state. Right? Let's go back in time. Ronald Reagan. Quote, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same, or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States where men and women were free." End quote. Ronald Reagan. Now, Ronald Reagan just didn't talk the talk about freedom. He walked the walk. And how do I know that? Well, if you look at his policies, of course. But I had a front row seat. In 1988, in the spring, toward the end of his administration, he got wind of the work that we had published on prevention and the huge ramifications of preventing people from getting injured and saving healthcare costs. I was asked to come to Washington, and I ended up working and giving time to his administration. And one of the first meetings I had in Washington through the White House was an orientation meeting where they brought a number of us in who had just been brought in to work on policy, in my case, healthcare policy. And the person, the administrative assistant for President Reagan, came in the room and said, "Look, this right-left axis is theater. Don't pay any attention to it. It is meant to deceive. It is meant to divide our country. The president wants you to focus on the up and down axis, not right or left. Up being freedom and down being oppression." We were told that words deep state, globalist syndicate, new world order were not used. This is 1988. But we were told there were people in government and people in business that focused on oppressing every American. Read that in today's lingo as the deep state, the globalist syndicate, the new world order crowd. And we were told to focus all of our efforts on the freedom side of the equation, the up axis. And that's exactly what we did. You see, this is who our enemy is. The people in government, the people in business, the people in society that focus on the down axis, oppression. And frankly, that wasn't the first time this type of directive or insight was offered. I take you back to Teddy Roosevelt in 1906. Quote, "Behind the ostensible government sits enthroned an invisible government owing no allegiance and acknowledging no responsibility to the people. To destroy this invisible government, to befoul this unholy alliance between corrupt business and corrupt politics, is the first task of the statesmanship of today." End quote. President Teddy Roosevelt in 1906. Since 1906, the globalist syndicate, the New World Order crowd, the deep state has gained significant power. We've seen it. It's been on display, and what could be of even more display, what's been transpiring over the last, I don't know, what do you want to call it, 4 years, and in particular the last 6 months with that goat rodeo we went through in November of 2020. The deep state is full on of destroying your freedom, my freedom, every American's freedom, every person of the world's freedom. because it's all about control in their world. That's what it's all about. And they have their puppets placed in business and in government. That's who we're up against. Before you can defeat your enemy, you have to know who your enemy is. David Rockefeller, globalist extraordinaire, made this statement. David Rockefeller's statement from quite some time ago at a meeting of the Trilateral Commission, of which he was one of the founders of. Remember, there's the Bilderberg Group, there's the Trilateral Commission, and there's the Council on Foreign Relations, all deep state, globalist, New World Order, if you will, organizations. This is what he was quoted as saying at a meeting of the Trilateral Commission. Quote, "We are grateful to the Washington Post, the New York Times, Time Magazine, and other great publications whose directors have attended our meetings and respected their promises of discretion for almost 40 years. It would have been impossible for us to develop our plan for the world if we had been subjected to the lights of publicity during those years. But the world is more sophisticated and prepared to march toward a world government." That's what they're all about, right? New World Order. "The supernatural sovereignty of an intellectual elite and world bankers is surely preferable to the national autodetermination practiced in the past centuries." End quote. David Rockefeller. What we have been going through for years is a PSYOPs operation, right? It's about stripping every person of their freedoms and liberties. It's about, if you will, boiling the frog, right? Really slowly. And then, over the past several years, that flame has been turned up a bit, and then in November, it's really been turned up, right? They've been running a regime change operation. A regime for the deep state. Solely for the deep state. A KGB officer once spoke about regime change and the phases. Now think about what's transpired over the last 4 years, in particular over the past year, let's say since January of 2020. I can't go there with the specific names because if I do, this video will not only be taken down, but I will be banned. So what we do is we go into further depth every Tuesday. It's free with our normal Operation Freedom briefing at davejanda.com. Go to davejanda.com, go to the right side of the homepage, a little bit down, you'll see Operation Freedom briefing. We upload it every Tuesday morning. Okay? So I cannot go into depth on many issues because I want to have this channel open so I can provide you the foundation of where we go deeper, where we normally used to go with our Operation Freedom briefings that we can no longer go to because of cancel culture. But that's why we have davejanda.com, where there is no censorship. This KGB officer spoke about the phases of regime change. And again, think about what's transpired since January 2020. Demoralization. Yeah, being stuck in your house. Burn something over your face. Watching an entity just play havoc with an entire world. Destabilization. Just think of what happened in the streets in major cities throughout our country all last summer. Crisis mode. Let's even go to November of 2020, right? And then normalization. Everything's fine. Just relax. Just let us. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to pass some legislation. Yeah. We have the first thing we're going to pass just to normalize. It's called For the People Act. Oh, H.R. 1. Now, I'm going to go into great depth on H.R. 1 at davejanda.com, free of charge, on our Operation Freedom briefing. Go there next. Because I can't go there on here. It'd be taken down. but it's about the future of our country. My dad was fond of saying, dream big and dare to fail. And when I was young, I used to say, wait, Dad, no. Dream big, okay. Dare to fail? No, dare to win. He used to say, no, Dave. No, dare to fail. You don't get it. Let me help you get it, Dave. Dreaming big. Shoot for the stars. Okay? Go for it. Just do everything you possibly can in life. Just set goals high and strive for them. Good. But if you dare to win, Dave, you leave it on the field, but you don't leave it all on the field. If you dare to fail versus daring to win, so if you dare to win, you leave it on the field, but there's still some left. But if you dare to fail, Dave, you'll leave it all on the field. No stone is left unturned. And that's the key to life. Dream big. But don't just dare to win. Dare to fail. That's one of the frustrations I have at this point with what's happening in our country. When I look back at what transpired in November and then afterwards for several months, I believe that folks in the political world, on our side, if you will, the equation, they dared to win, but they didn't dare to fail. While our enemy, the deep state, they left it all on the field. They dared to fail. And they're continuing to push that. Because you will see when I go into the details of this H.R. 1, this For the People Act, they're daring to fail. Because their ultimate goal is to strip you and me and our families and every American and every future generation of their freedoms and liberties. And it goes back to that first statement I read from Ronald Reagan. You see, I believe the way we reinstitute, reformulate our freedoms is we have to look at our opponent and we have to take a page from their playbook. Dream big and stop daring to win. And we have to start daring to fail. I believe when we do that, our freedoms and our liberties will be, if you will, restored. Our country, our constitutional republic, will be back. But we all need to do that. We all need to look at our own lives and decide, what can I do from the freedom standpoint to dare to fail? I know what I'm going to do. And you're going to see it in living color with these videos, with my radio show, with my platform. But it's not just up to some of us. All of us have to engage. We have to do what we need to do to restore our freedoms and liberties. We do it peacefully. We do it non-violently. But we dare to fail. We educate and empower as many people as possible of what really is happening, and not what is happening that the bought-off lamestream fake media is trying to jam down the throats of 200 or 329 or 28 million Americans. Because that is what the deep state wants. It's part of their daring to fail routine. We need to take their page from the playbook. And if we do, game, set, and match for the freedom movement. We win. I thank you for your time. Please join me over at davejanda.com. Operation Freedom Briefing. Right-hand side of the page, a little bit down, right there for you. It's free. In addition, we have a tremendous amount of other content. We hope you'll join us as part of our Freedom family. Become a subscriber. It's very cost-effective. The amount of content you get, you will not need your cable bill any longer to get cable. Just get rid of it. 100 and some bucks a month, $9 a month. Tremendous number of shows, content, analysis, guests, access to all of our archives, all there for you. Yesterday, I put up a segment at the behest of our subscribers that I did on Sunday in our live radio show with Dr. Karlin Borshenko. It's called the Woke Coke segment. You should watch it. I think you'll find it of value. And it's information you're not going to get through the bought-off lamestream fake media. Until next time, Dave Janda signing off. Dream big and dare to fail. Thanks for your time today.